Welcome back to World 3 of Donkey Kong Country Returns on original hardware. Hopefully we can get through all of World 3, but if not, this is just the first part of it. But we'll have to return here anyway for later on. And the first thing we can see is that we're actually still on the beach setting for a brief moment, but there's a jigsaw piece right before the start, so let's not forget about that. And we've got some new enemies that require 2 hits to defeat, and they actually change between the hits. So we do need to be a little more careful with those. And we do all of that jumping just for a K. Also, I'm not exactly sure how long my Wiimote will last, since at the end of the previous episode it was saying 1 bar of battery. But I do have some spare batteries with me. I made sure to grab those before recording this. I actually made sure to grab them before recording the first session, because I'm planning on getting through this game pretty quick, instead of doing my usual strategy where I wait like a week before doing the episode to make sure I don't miss anything. With this game, I know what I'm doing for the most part. So, just a couple of days is all I need. But yeah, it's another one of these bonus stages. Not too much difficulty getting through that. We didn't even hit the 10-second countdown. Right, let's get back up there. Oh, I missed the O. Make sure to grab the O before getting the checkpoint, otherwise you've got to grab it every time, and that just slows us down a little more. There's the jigsaw piece. Had a feeling one of those had one. And, if you notice, there's a jigsaw piece down there. Do not pull that down. It will block it. But there's some floor underneath the jigsaw piece, so you're all safe. And those are just programmed to appear after that's been pulled down. So, no worries there. Just make sure to avoid the spinning blade enemies. Not sure what they're actually called. But, yeah. Even though I grew up with this game, I still don't know half the enemies' names. They're nowhere near as iconic as the Mario cast. Stuff like the Goomba and the Koopa. Oh wait, before we get that, what we can do is blow that. Have anything. Do not spend too much time in there, because that closes up pretty quick. And what you can do is bounce off that enemy to get up there for the giant banana punch. I had no idea how to get that as a kid, so getting stuff like that in future playthroughs is nice, just to satisfy a childhood desire. And there's the last of the Kong letters. Any more jigsaw pieces? There's one more, and I believe it is down here somewhere. Or it could be at the end. I don't remember everything about the game. Just some coins, okay. Yeah, it's beyond the end, so this level has something before the beginning and after the end. So, just don't forget about them. Gotten a little better at hitting that. There we go, that's 3-1 done. What was that level called? Wonky Waterway. Okay, on to Button Bash. But yeah, at the time of recording this, I've not even uploaded the first episode, so I'll hopefully get through a lot of these very quick. To get this first one, you have to slam the ground and get out of there as soon as possible, because you will get crushed. otherwise. Then we can enter the Temple of the Monkeys. Also, you can actually just roll straight through that enemy. It's not too difficult to defeat. Ooh, and we want to go left from that second barrel for another jigsaw piece. That's already 3, and we've hardly left the start. Bounce off that enemy as many times as you like. The only way to defeat it is to slam the ground in front of it and make it flip over, revealing the weak spot. Now, these enemies only exist in this one singular instance in the entire game. It's kind of strange. You don't have to be exact with these, but so long as you hit the first one, you're always going to hit the last. An extra heart, much appreciated. Just make your way through the barrels, making sure you don't hit any of the spikes, and you want to blast at the bottom of there for another bonus stage. The cracked wall is an indicator, so at least it was shown in this instance. Got it. Okay, now we just need to get in the barrel in the middle. I do like that bonus stage. It's probably got the most timing elements out of the lot of them. Can I jump on you? There we go. It's kind of difficult to bounce off enemies at full height with Diddy riding on your back. But we can make our way into the background, and if I missed something in the level, it would be there. But there's another bonus stage right there, so it's not this bonus stage that we missed. Or jigsaw piece. But yeah, I just remembered I did actually play a different Donkey Kong game on the channel before. Donkey Kong 64 was one of my first ever playthroughs, and yeah, it shows. It was also a game that I did play before, to 101% completion. But here you just want to hit all the buttons and move on. There's nothing to the left, so just head straight over to the right. Blow out the enemy, and roll through it. And we'll do the same here as well, because we're going to want to go down here for another jigsaw piece. Then we can progress upwards. You can blast upwards there, just hold left and you should grab hold of the wall as long as you're holding 1 as well. Or I guess the run button, if you're... climb button? Whatever you want to call it for the Wiimote and Nunchuck. Okay, so we can... Oh! I've just realised something about this level. There's little red indicators that show you which ways the barrels can go. So, yeah, I never noticed that before. I only just spotted them now. Cool. This is another section of the level that I remember. You do actually have to defeat those enemies to make this rise. But yeah, you're able to climb this. And there's a secret off to the left for the final jigsaw piece. And the G as well. And there we go. Right, we can climb this using the barrels to make our way to the very end. But there is one last challenge. We have to shoot into the open mouth of the monkeys. Or the monkey statues. And each time we do, they get a little bit faster. Time it incorrectly, you launch back. You get 3 tries. And yes, I did accidentally mistime that, so... At least I got to show that off. I almost mistimed that for 15 bananas. Well, 15 banana bunches. But that is the second level done. Again, the level names don't really matter, but we're going to visit Cranky now, so that we can access the key for World 3. And as you can see, we've got way too many coins now. So, if you're not losing any lives here, you can just breeze through the game. On to Mast Blast 3-3, which is another beach-themed level in the ruins. Most worlds do stick to a theme. But we already have Diddy, so we can skip that first barrel. I'm pretty sure there was nothing off to the left. Enemies usually don't give us anything, with very few exceptions. Like those ones in the previous level. But if you head back here, the way to blow out that dandelion is to just go to the edge of the platform next to it. I'm pretty sure you can't actually blow out the dandelion from the platform that it's on, so it's a little bit more of a challenge. But we're out of the ruins again and back on the beach. And there's a banana bunch that I don't think I've ever been able to grab. Actually, never mind. Yeah, I have been able to grab this one before. These crabs. Enemy bounces are a lot higher than your own. And it's actually required for a jigsaw piece, so yes, I have done that one before. Another jigsaw piece. Grab that one before the cannon shoots you, because in this level, the cannons actually shoot to where you are. Where did that go? Oh no. Okay, good. Slamming the barrel next to that actually didn't work. Ooh, and be careful of these explosive boxes, because they will explode if a cannonball hits it. But we actually need to guide a cannonball to that spot there to blow up the boxes. And I actually messed up, because that's the way to progress. I'm probably going to need to replay the level again, but we'll see if there's any things that I missed there. So you can progress without that box, that jump's easily doable. You can actually set off the cannons for a couple extra little rewards. And make your way up top. There's a couple more cannons that you can activate, but not many. You can't even get over to the left, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, your jump's too low. They make sure that the ship was tilted for that. And that end, we just need to go down below. Okay, that mast just fell down. Right, let's break this open and grab the end before we go and grab the checkpoint, just so we don't have to do it every time. Just like what we did in the previous level. There goes the captain. Ooh, I don't remember them shooting 3 at a time there. There is actually a couple things that I remember about this this section. So there's secrets on the ground, but you're intended to climb, so we do have to not make progress for a little bit. But here's another bonus stage. Completely skip one of the bananas at the bottom, because we're going to go down there again. Just like that. As we've done all the time previously. Yeah, they do occasionally swap out the theme of the bonus room depending on what world you're in. Right, I need to get into that barrel, which even a jump off an enemy won't do, so let's just jump straight off that wall. And of course we take damage. Why wouldn't we? Okay, I'm surprised that that actually dealt some damage to us, considering it hit the background. Ooh, we want to roll off this so we can get up top, because there's another jigsaw piece right at the front of the ship. Right, there's the cannonball coming towards us. Oh, that would have been appreciated earlier. Oh! Oh, I guess that's where we came out of the bonus minigame. Stop that, crabs. Ooh, we almost got hit there. Right, and we can make our way to the back of the ship for another jigsaw piece. They are all over the place. Do not get hit now. Ooh, we want to make it so that we angle it upwards, so we can get on these swinging platforms. I can work with 1 HP. But yeah, it seems that we did actually miss one of the jigsaw pieces. And it was probably in the section before we blasted to the ship. But there's the end of the level, so I suppose I'll get back to you guys with where that last jigsaw piece is. If it turns out to be one of the later ones... Okay, yeah, it was one in the middle. The middle one's the last one to get filled in there, so we know that's the last one. And I keep forgetting to hit the retry button. So, let's go right back on in and try and find it. Okay, I've made it back. And there's a screen lock here, so... I can only assume that it's not there. We're going to struggle to find this, I'm sure. Yep, there is absolutely nothing over there. And I have no idea where this jigsaw piece is. I'll have one quick look through the rest of the level, but I think I'll just have to... This? I heard something. No? Okay, never mind. I thought that was it. I might just come back with Squawks. If I don't find it in this run-through. Anyway, I'll find it, I'm sure. Okay, I believe I found it in this playthrough, like in this same bit of the level. No idea where the next cannonball was, but there it is. I completely missed that ledge the first time. So, let's just go ahead and beat the level again. We're pretty close. I just missed it right at the end. We just land on that, and there's the end. Oh, I missed it again. Just a few frames too early there, probably. The coin was more on screen than the DK. So it makes sense. I've still not actually got Squawks at all, so I just happened to find that in that one playthrough of the level. But this is level 4, Damp Dungeon. It pretty much explains itself, but it's the ruins, of course it's going to have some stuff like this. I also probably should be taking things a little more carefully, and probably will for the second half of the playthrough. But there's... Ooh, okay. Something I miss immediately. We need to find a barrel, but even then, I don't think we're going to be able to come back with it. So, we'll have already missed something here. So, what I'll do is just quit the level, because we're that early on, and retry. I probably should have checked to see whether there was like a retry level option. But, we do actually keep Diddy Kong there, for some reason. I didn't enter the level with him, so... I guess that's an easy way of getting him. Okay, let's try this again. And I guess play this a little bit more carefully. I should have remembered when I saw these wheels that it was this level. We also need to avoid those little blue fireballs. And hit that for a jigsaw piece. I would have missed that had I not restarted the level. These platforms break away, so don't step on them for too long. And there's a secret here just for a jigsaw piece, that's it. Nothing extra there. And I don't think there's anything at this point. Yeah. So, knock that down. Yeah, absolutely nothing from it. But down here is jigsaw piece. Right, jumping to that one is actually a little bit quicker, but I did take some damage there, so next heart I find is probably going to be beneficial. Jigsaw piece, right next to the O, and there's the heart. And there's a barrel here, so let's grab that, but be very careful with it. Because there's probably going to be... Oh wait, no, there isn't at this point. But there's another spot for the extra life. But yeah, there's another bonus stage before we hit the next one of those little bag things. But just down here is the bonus stage that I'm on about. Again, just grab all the collectibles. And there we go. That spits us out back where we went in. Also, there's a barrel there, so do not go into it. There's also this DK barrel just here, so that does nothing for us, unless we're respawning, but if you make sure to blow that before going into the barrel, and then heading left instead of right, you can get a jigsaw piece that was on this platform and just a barrel to the end of the section. Right, we may need to go back to hit that one, but... Okay, there's an extra barrel here. That gives us an extra try to hit this, but I'm going to hit it first try. And hit the enemy that's probably going to stop us if I didn't hit that. But is there even a need for this extra barrel? No. Let's hit the shark then. There's the end. Still more of the level to go. The Kong letters aren't exactly spaced out evenly though. But there's a secret bonus room here in the bit without spikes. Also that that sound effect got delayed a bit. Good. It's the same way every time there. If you find one path that works, it will always work. An extra heart. I do not need the heart. Also, that's a giant shark, and we have everything we need for this level. And there's some extra coins. Not that we're going to need them. Also, if you do attempt time attack mode, I haven't really brought up that all that much because I'm not doing that in this playthrough, you don't actually lose any lives. Right, so we need to head down here to Itty Bitty Biters. One of my favourite level names. And before we go anywhere, we need to head left from the start again. Not just for that coin, but to climb up here to go straight into a bonus stage. They hide these things everywhere. Oh, and it's one we've already done today. Done with 16.2 seconds left on the clock. Right, now we can begin the level. We are being watched this entire time. But they're letting us in, for now. Yeah, they are also going to jump out and attack us. But there are some that are just out to begin with, like these ones. You don't need to defeat all of them, but I'm just making sure. Also, this one's caged for some reason. But you can slam it into the ground, at which point it will dig itself out very quickly, launching us into the air. And I think we need to go off to the left, up on the upper platform. Just to reveal a jigsaw piece. And now we're introduced to the red ones, which just jump higher and add 2 health. Not exactly very difficult to defeat, but it is a 2D platformer. Made by Nintendo, so of course it's going to be easy. Or I guess this one wasn't exactly Nintendo, I think it was Retro Studios. Or at least it's designed for a Nintendo platform. As an exclusive. Until it's no longer exclusive to the Wii and was released on the 3DS and Switch, so... Anything that we missed? Not really. I could have done with that heart as well. They'll try not to jump off the platforms, but if the platforms are too thin, they will. There's the O. They're really getting some use out of the jump out of the roll. Singular banana. Not really worth grabbing, but if I happen upon just a singular one, I'll pick it up regardless. Especially if I just run into it. Jump on. Yeah, so now some of the statues in the background will start to attack us. Or I guess break and start to attack us. But it's usually the red ones. Yellow ones are appearing in stacks, so just get a few coins out of them. Although sometimes they will end up throwing themselves off the edge there. Extra heart. Nice. That statue had nothing though, so not so nice. You're a bit far forwards, you're probably going to, yeah, end up going off the edge. Statue's very high up, but couldn't even get to them. Right, knock you over, blow out one candle. Can't reach the other. Wait for the enemy to flip itself back over. And make its way over to the left, so you can actually blow out that candle. Grab the jigsaw piece and head left for another jigsaw piece from that same platform. But yeah, all of these will break except for the middle one. You just need to bounce off them until you get that. Right. Candle for extra heart. And now we're locked in a room full of them. There's so many of them. And that's not up. Right, and the red ones, they actually chase us. So that's why they go off the edge of platforms so often. And we're at the end now, but there's a little mushroom here that you have to pound the ground to access. For the final final jigsaw piece there. Pound that 3 times. And get the end. Or get the goal. Another level done. 2, maybe 3 levels left. I think there's 3. Yeah. So we head up to Temple Topple. 3-6. If I didn't miss that one jigsaw piece, it would have been a little bit quicker. But as you can see, Rambi's in this level. So let's go and grab him as soon as possible, really. But we can also go over here to get a jigsaw piece first thing. Rambi's still further to the right, but I believe he is actually required to beat this level. So now we've got to backtrack. Quite far. I'm sure you noticed something in the floor there, but I'm just going back to the start so you don't forget about this one. It's 2 out of 5. This will probably be a very short level then. But right here is the first of the converters. We can just continuously charge straight through most of these challenges. But there's the one thing that Rambi can't deal with. Fire. And we can head down here for another bonus stage. Right, I got all the coins. And there we go. 24 seconds left on the timer. Probably one of the shorter bonus stages. Right, and let's head back over to the right. We can break that platform that enemy's standing on. For some reason destroys all the fireballs too. That'll always land in the same spot, so don't worry if you hit it at a different point than where I hit it. I stopped holding right there. Why did it continue? That's strange, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Just an extra heart. We hardly need the extra hearts. I put very little force into that, and I would have not made it through that, but we need to actually keep running here so we avoid the tower. I think that's done a couple times in this level. Yeah. But we're already at the end. And before we end, jigsaw piece. They really like putting the jigsaw pieces right at the end. Right, and that's the last regular level done. Now it's time for the converter level, and then the boss. I don't know the names of the crabs, but I'm pretty sure the name of this boss is Stu. Just S-T-U. I think it's mentioned in the manual? But yeah, here we have 8-bit DK. And a lot of places where you can get crushed. Thankfully, we're about a block in size. Hold right there so you don't end up getting crushed. Don't get crushed under that. Uh-oh. Don't go if you think you're going to get crushed. You do have to roll through there, though. Grab that jigsaw piece, it's not exactly hidden. I mean, where exactly can they hide stuff in this level? They can just make them difficult to obtain. That's about it. Yeah, just coins there. And if you're not going to make it, just crouch. This section, you're free to crouch. Except for there. And that enemy is very slowly approaching us. I'd rather take damage than end up taking damage, I guess. Right, back to more stuff that can actually crush us. Oh, I thought I was going to get crushed there, but I didn't. Somehow. And if you stand here, you're not going to get crushed either. Okay, into this section. And now we've got to run, because the floor and ceiling are slowly closing in. And there's the orb. A white orb for some reason. Not too sure why it's white, but... yeah, I mean, what other colour could they have picked for the ruins? The orbs are supposed to represent the area that they're from. Anyway, on to Ruined Roost. To battle Stu. Giant bird in a pot. Our goal? Throw bombs at him. And we can hit 2 there. To get onto phase 2 already. Also, if he ends up throwing a bomb at our bombs, then there's a different problem. But we're already on the next phase, where he'll go to the middle and blow up all of the grounded blocks. I missed that one. Do not let that one go off. One with the yellow skull. And they'll swoop down as well, so you want to get to one of these safe spots. I launched that in the wrong spot, but we grabbed another bomb in time. I believe we did take some damage there, though. Also, you can do this with the bosses. And just launch them away in one hit. So I've defeated the bosses in, or I guess these tiki things, with different ways each time. One by not even letting it get hit. Or one by not hitting it, I guess? Anyway, with that, that is World 3 complete. Every secret has been unlocked there, and next time we'll move on to the cave. For now, I've been Luke, playing Donkey Kong Country Returns on original hardware. Signing out.